Hey guys, it's Mr. Walker here, and today we're going to learn how to multiply using partial products. Now, we've kind of done this already using the area model, and basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to learn how we can use partial products without having to draw that area model. Just kind of the steps that we can follow and what we can do in order to get the same answer as we would using the area model. We're just taking the area model and having to draw that out. We're just taking that out of our steps, and we're just finding our partial products instead and going through the steps to do that. So our main goal today is to answer the question, how can I use place value in partial products to multiply two-digit numbers? So I'm gonna go over the steps with you real quick, and then I'm gonna show you an example of what that looks like. And let's just go ahead and get started. So our first step is that we're gonna multiply the tens by the tens. And what I mean by that is, if we look over here at our numbers, we're gonna multiply our 2, you just saw it wiggle there, by our 7, our 10 by our tens. Okay, so this is our first step, is that we're going to multiply these two numbers. Then our next step is that we're going to multiply the ones by the tens. So now we're going to multiply the ones by our tens. First we did our tens by tens, now we're going to do the ones by the tens. Step 3 is we're going to multiply the tens by the ones, so we're going to move back out here to the tens, multiply it by the ones. And then our last step is that we're going to multiply the ones by the ones, and then we're going to add up all of those partial products. Now it might seem like a lot of steps and seem a little confusing right now, but when we actually go through the process, it'll make it seem a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and let's start multiplying and see what kind of things we come up with. Okay, so if I look up here at my steps, my first step is to multiply the tens by the tens. So multiplying my 2 tens, which is going to be 20, right? 2 tens is 20, the value of this 2, digit 2 is 20, by 7 tens, which would be 70, and I know for right now I can ignore my zeros and just multiply my 10. So 2 times 7 is going to give me 14, and now I can tack on my zeros. I have 1, 2 zeros. So that would be 1400 or 1400. So that's my first partial product that I'm going to get. So I'm going to write that guy down here to help me keep track, okay? Now my next step is I'm going to multiply the ones by the tens. So I'm going to go to my ones, which is 4, times 7, but that's not really 7, that's 70, right? That's the value of it. So 4 times 70, 4 times 7 is 28, and then add on that 0, so it's 280, okay? So I did my first two steps. Step 1 is done, step 2 is done. Now I'm going to do step 3, which is multiply the tens by the 1. So I'm back out here to my tens, and I have to multiply it by my 1. So that would be, remember the value of this 2 is 20, so 20 times 2, the value of this 2 is only 2 because it's in the ones place. So 20 times 2 would give me 40. And then step 3 is done. So now we're at step 4, multiply the ones by the ones. So 4 times 2, 4 times 2 is going to give me 8. Now I have all my partial products here, and I was forgetting to write them over here, but what I want to do is I want to write them all down, and I'm going to add them up, because that's my last step right here, is to add the partial products. Now one common error that I see a lot is that students forget, or even Mr. Walker sometimes, you forget to line up your numbers the right way. We want to line up the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, line them up all in the right place so you don't get mixed up. Okay, I don't want to put my 40 over here. That's not going to be the right answer. I want to make sure that it's lined up the correct way and that all my place values are in the right spots. So 40 and 8. So now I'm going to add up all those numbers. Get my toolbar out of the way so I can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to add up all my ones first. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 would give me 8. Then I'm going to add up my tens. 8 and 4 would give me 12 tens. I'm going to carry this one. 1 plus 4 will give me 5, 6, 7 hundreds and 1,000. So my correct answer is 1,728. And I did that by finding all my partial products. I didn't draw the area method, but I multiplied my tens by my tens. I multiplied my ones by my tens. Multiplied my tens by my ones. and I multiply by ones by my ones. Okay, it looks like a little confusing, but when you follow those steps and you work your way through it that way, you're going to make sure every number gets multiplied and that you get these partial products. And then if you take these partial products and add them up, like we did down here, that's going to give you your product and your answer to the multiplication problem. And the reason this works is because if we were going to draw out that area model, right, and I had the number 24, which I would break into a 20 and a 4, and I had the number 72, which I would break into a 70 and a 2, you're doing the same thing using that area model. We're doing our 20 times 70, which gave us our 1400. We're doing our 4 times 70, which gave us 280. We're doing our 20 times 2, which gave us 40. And then we're doing our 4 times 2, which gave us 8. The only thing is we just didn't draw out this model. We just figured out all those things by following that pattern. Tens times tens, ones times tens, tens times the ones, and then the ones times the ones. Okay, so we took all of those steps. Instead of drawing out our area model, we just did them, wrote them down. 20 times 70, 4 times 70, 20 times 2, and 4 times 2. Gave us our partial products. We added up our partial products to get the final answer there at the bottom. So I hope this makes some sense. We're going to practice it some more today and the rest of this week. I want you guys to become familiar with these steps. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, please let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the partial products.